First we had Ford v Ferrari. Now we've had Ferrari. All we need now is the movie Ford, and we can have an unofficial trilogy. Hi, my name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So for today's movie, I will be reviewing Ferrari, directed by Mann and starring Adam Driver, Penelope Cruz, Shailene Woodley, Jack O'Connell, and Patrick Dempsey. So it's 1957, and life ain't going too well for Enzo Ferrari, played by Adam Driver. His company is bleeding money. That's what happens when you spend more money than you make. His marriage to his wife Laura, played by Penelope Cruz, is strained on account of his affairs with women, one of which is Lina Lardi, played by Shailene Woodley, and the untimely death of the Ferrari son Dino does not help matters. Through all of this mess, Enzo Ferrari will struggle to keep his company afloat by having his racers win the Mille Miglia race in Italy. Apologies for the butchered pronunciation there. So the performances are stellar. Adam Driver gives a multifaceted performance as Enzo Ferrari, an ambitious businessman with a desperate need to control everything in a bid to keep his guilt and sorrow at bay. I mean, also Penelope Cruz, she's fantastic as Laura, a grieving widow who, despite having what can only be best described as complicated relations with her husband, she wants the Ferrari company and, by extension, legacy to continue. Of course, she wants it to continue on her terms specifically, but, nevertheless, she wants it to continue. Shailene Woodley also does a fantastic job as Lina, Ferrari's mistress, and she has some complicated feelings. She loves Ferrari, but if she had met him now, she wouldn't begin an affair with him. And yet at this point, she realizes that it's too late to go back and that she needs to do what's best for her son Piero. So the writing is well structured and handles its themes very well. It establishes compelling dynamics between Enzo and, well, pretty much anyone really. I mean, Enzo's dynamics with the media ranging from contested because he hates how every time, his cars win, they focus on the hot actresses that are sitting beside it. Like, he's bothered by this so much so that when an actress who's in a relationship with one of his racers is leaning on the car, he literally scoots her over so that the Ferrari logo is visible. And yet he also negotiates with one journalist at one point in a bid to further his goal. So it makes for interesting dynamics there. Plus, it's also the writing also gives Enzo interesting opportunities to coach his racers with equal amounts tough love and strategy, whether it's over an Italian dinner or in the pit stops as he tells them, it's like, okay, this has happened, so we need to change up. The car's in this condition, so you're going to need to pull up the slack. Like, seeing the dynamics there is very compelling. Speaking of racing sequences, the racing sequences are thrilling and nerve-wracking. The film's cinematography and sound design does a great job at conveying just how powerful the cars are and just the sheer risk of the races. Like, the very beginning racing sequence just shows just how much at stake is in terms of bodily harm and damage to the vehicles, because things can go bad like that, and without going into too much spoilers, they do. The only problem, I think, with the races is, like, at the film's climactic racing sequence where all the cars are racing, it kind of becomes a little bit hard to keep track of who's where, because many of the cars, they all share a very similar red paint job. It's not horrible, but it does interfere with your ability to enjoy the race at times. So the costume and set design does a great job of recreating Italy circa 1957. The race cars and interior set design are crafted with loving detail, and the location shooting lends necessary authenticity to a story that may or may not have creative liberties taken with it. Again, I'm not very familiar with this story. I never read the book, so I'm not sure just how accurate to real life this movie is, but I know they had to probably take at least a few. That's kind of inevitable when it comes to adapting a nonfiction story into a nonfiction inspired narrative movie. The makeup and costuming for Adam Driver in particular are very impressive. Like, Adam Driver is 40 years old, and Enzo Ferrari, circa 1957, he was about 60 years old, and yet the makeup and costuming and hair, they managed to seamlessly age Adam Driver to be 60 years old, and the film does it effortlessly. Like, I never had any cognitive dissonance, I never had any giggles. It's like, really? This is supposed to be Enzo Ferrari, circa 60 years old? It's like, really? Who are you trying to fool in movie? But no, it works very well. However, there is one character whose makeup and hair doesn't quite work. Patrick Dempsey, he has a role in the movie, and he's got platinum white hair going on. And I don't know, it just never looked natural to me. It always stuck out like a sore thumb to me. But again, it's one character. It doesn't ruin the movie for me. It was just something that was noticeable, was all. So thanks to being as compelling off the track as it is on it, Ferrari provides fascinating insight into Enzo Ferrari's personal life. So with all that in mind, I will be giving Ferrari 4.5 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. If you like this review and would like to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And for today's comment section prompt of the day, what is your favorite racing movie and why?